So thank you so much, Farheen, for your time.
Thank you for inviting me, Ellie. It's been a privilege to be interviewed with you, and I'm happy to share my experience and share with the audience what they're looking for, and hopefully it can help them.
Well, thank you. Great. So I'm going to start with the first question. Just introduce
Mhm.
yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
Okay. My name is Farheen Amjad, and my background is from Pakistan. I migrated to Australia back in 2014.
Mm.
By profession, I'm a telecommunication engineer, and at the moment, I run a telecommunication company named Oratel Network Solutions, and I'm also an author of an upcoming book, which is a Master the
Wow.
Power of Organic Motivation. So
Ah.
this is my very brief introduction.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
You're such an
yeah.
incredible woman. What are you passionate about, Farheen? And tell us about your book.
Um, about my book.
Yeah.
Okay, so the book is pretty much about the motivation, which is an organic motivation. I'm introducing a concept. So we have pretty much different kinds of motivation. The motivation that can
Mm.
lead to the happiness. There is a motivation that drives you to get some benefit out of it.
Mm.
For instance, in the business and employees,
Mm.
they have been motivated by giving them incentives, bonuses, things like that, and to keep them
Mm.
motivated to keep work hard.
Mhm. Mhm.
However, what I have seen, I have learned from my life and different experiences because I have been a counselor for the last 10 years, which I do
Right.
like on voluntary basis. I counsel
Right.
the students, I counsel the housewives and different people around
Mhm.
in my profession as well.
Yeah.
I have observed most of the times the people lose their motivation, they start their journey and then they leave like in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere, they don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
So my motive is to drive motivation on a consistent basis.
Okay.
My
Okay.
principles, what I have done, and what I'm talking about in my book, will give you an idea that how you can drive motivation on consistent basis. And in
Mhm.
this idea, I'm digging down more
Mm.
organically that how
Mm.
you can drive it. It's not like it's going to be permanent. It's not like you. It's normal that feeling sad and and not wanting to do anything
Mm.
at some point of
Mhm.
time. But how do you maintain your momentum even
Mhm.
during that phase of your life?
Mhm.
That's going to help you through that book. So that's pretty much a brief introduction.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
right. You can read it in my book.
Oh, wow. Wow. I can't wait to read your book, Farheen. You explained it so organically about
Oh,
your
thank you.
organic motivation, and I'm looking forward to read your book. Farheen, tell us
Sure.
about your immigration journey. So you're from Pakistan, and you recently, I should say, moved to Australia. So what made you to immigrate?
Um, Look, different countries have different challenges,
Hmm.
and I am a person who always try to seek learning and understanding things.
Hmm.
And I have been a lot of struggle through the lot of struggle back in my country as well through my education and then
Hmm.
getting into the work and
Hmm.
things like that.
Yes.
And I deep inside myself, I felt there is a need of something. At that point
Yes.
of time, I had something in my a need of something,
Yes.
um, especially in regards to the women empowerment and the
Hmm.
opportunities for the women back in my country.
Hmm.
And I tried to do things back in my country as well. Then I see there's lots of obstacles,
Yeah.
and how can I help these women or
Mm.
any other person
Mm.
in those countries to bring out their own talent and experience, and then they can practice that. Now, um, being an engineer, I had a couple of opportunities to migrate into different countries. The basic idea to coming over Australia was obviously the weather. And why I have chosen this country, because I want to get a better exposure throughout the world, because my country at the back is a third world country. I was wondering that how come the women are so empowered like in the Western countries, or the other people, like how their work get recognized, how the rights work over there, and how we can bring changes. To learn these things, that motivated me. And of course, I would like to talk about the obstacles as well. Like it was like pretty much harder. And then I thought, look, if I go outside, I can have more opportunity. I can be more independent, and I can express myself, what I want to do, and people might listen to me. And I did a bit of research, and that was Australia was into the right place in everything, in terms of finances, in terms of my qualifications, in terms of visa processing timings and all that. So pretty much my motive is, what I'm learning here, I'll spread that message, I'll spread that knowledge and awareness back in my country to the people. They are lovely people, they are smart people. I believe every human is lovely, and every human deserves to be happy. But I believe I have to, if I get that opportunity, I can help them to improve more and more and more. So this is the basic idea. I'm definitely working on that. Like I said, I'm running a company, Oracle Network Solutions, and we do employ back in our country, teaching them new skills, new softwares, which are used in Australia, but not back in my country. So upskilling the engineers over there, which is quite exciting for them, because the whole country didn't have that kind of technical expertise. And so that's my vision. And I'll definitely, not only Pakistan, wherever, because that's my origin. That's because I feel like I can help. I know more people about over there. I know their mentality, their psychology, and I can help them more. However, if I get the opportunity to help any other people, like in Australia, I meet a lot of people who are struggling in a lot of things, and I'm more than happy to help them as well.
Wow, you are a true example of a global citizen. Doesn't matter where you live, you just want to help everyone to lift their standard. And because you're such an intelligent woman, and you see the future, and you know what the right opportunities are, so now you're trying to link them all, and create a peaceful and a happy world. So thank you so much, Farheen, for doing all these amazing things that you're doing. And we are also very, very lucky to have you here in Australia. So good decision.
Thank you. I believe, why not? What I want to say, why not we do this? We just have to get out of a little bit of our comfort zone, right? So everyone is working, everyone is doing their business. Why not we take one more step ahead, just like our Femigrant project at the moment, right? Why don't we take one step ahead? That can make an impact and bring about a great change in society. You never know, like I get a lot of help in terms of, like, I can just talk, I can, if I want to talk to someone, share someone, I can talk at Femigrant, just like with you, maybe. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Speaking of, you mentioned, immigration is a stepping out of your comfort zone, and it's just pushing that sort of a little bit of obstacle to kind of have access to more opportunities. So speaking of that, can you share with us what are the challenges that you have had at the start when you landed into this new land?
Oh wow, that's reminds me of a lot of my struggle and hard work. Obviously, the biggest fear in my head, like, because I had to struggle a lot to come over there, not with regards to the visa, but to make settlements back in my country, and then making that decision that yes, I have to move on, and giving that confidence to my family. Because back in our countries, they are more concerned about the girls, because they don't know. They are like, they're scared. I don't say like they are more, every parent is scared. It's just yeah, it's just a bit of their concern, which I can see that, which is okay to have that concern.
Yes.
However, to satisfy that concern and making sure, look, I'm making the right decision and I have
Yes.
to make that right.
Yes.
That was like the back of my head that
Yes.
I have come over here and now I have to make this decision right. Now, the interesting
Mm.
part is when
Mm-hmm.
I arrived to Australia, it's more or less like I would say with very little finances. I
Mm.
didn't have much finances to stay over
You came
and
here by
look
yourself,
after
right?
myself. Sorry,
You came here by yourself.
about what? Sorry.
You came here by yourself.
Yeah. So
Mm.
yeah. I came by myself. Um, when I arrived, I have my uncle here who helped
Mm-hmm.
me a
Mm-hmm.
little bit in the start. But then because I had my visa, which is the regional sponsored visa, and I would love to talk about this visa category, and because people might not know and they can make a mistake like I did.
Okay, yeah, tell us
Look,
about
if
that.
yeah, so this visa category has been changed now. They just changed the number, which is now called 489. I don't say that it's a bad visa category. You can definitely come down and you can still get the permanent residency. But if you're looking for like the luxury life and then you think that you are
Mm.
coming in and then you just do something like this, you will be in the city. That's not the case because the skill sponsorship visa, which is 489, only allows you to stay and live in the regional areas, which is for the person who's come like me, who's coming from a big city, would
Mm.
be was a very difficult decision when
Mm.
I realized because when I applied that visa at that point of time, the Perth was under the regional category.
Right.
And it is pretty much like a city kind of thing. But
Mm.
by the time I arrived, after making all of my arrangements, this was changed, and the later changes were applicable on my visa category. So I was jobless for like at least 3 months. I
Okay.
was not able to recruit by any employer because whenever they asked for my visa, they were happy with my qualifications. They were happy after the interview, and when it comes to the visa, they just say we can't hire you. So it was a bit of like a hard struggle for me to keep
Mm-hmm.
myself motivated because I had like all my visas and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I struggled. I paid heavy money for that, which
Yeah.
I earned myself. And then when you arrive with the dreams and hopes to making your decision right, and you're not
Mhm.
getting job, it's quite stressing for you.
Yes, it is.
So
It
what
is.
happened to that? Then I realized I have two options. Either I go back to my
Mm.
country, then
Mm.
reapply permanent residency,
Yes.
or I can just move to the regional area, take that big
Uh-huh.
decision, and
Yes.
then strive for permanent residency, do whatever I have to
Mm.
do, make my decision
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
And I, I later on decided, look, if I have already came over here, why do I go back? There is no, I closed all the doors. I
Mm.
put that thought in my head. Look, I
Mm.
am going to close all the doors.
Yes.
I want to make this happen.
Good on you.
I make this happen. Then I moved to Kalgoorlie, which is a Western Australian regional area,
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful gold mine over there.
Yes. Yes.
And there was a lot of struggle over there. I
Mm.
was living in a separate living unit. However, because it's a small town, there's very hard to find the opportunity over there. Uh,
Mm.
being with the background, because while I was in Pakistan, I forgot to mention that after Pakistan, I moved to Middle East as well. I worked over there as a network operations manager in Amada Communications for
Mm-hmm.
like 2.5 years.
Mm.
Being in that position, and then when
Mm.
you come to the new country, people have that sort of mindset because you are highly qualified, you have like seven,
Mm.
8 years of experience, and
Mm-hmm.
then how come you can go and do the odd jobs?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a bit of struggle for the people that I have seen here, the people who are coming from overseas, especially
Yes.
from South Asian community, right? Um, I decided that I'm going to take that challenge.
Yes.
No matter what, it's because of my mindset of learning, I learned something. I learned something,
Good on you.
and I love people in Australia, how they embrace, especially back in Kalgoorlie. And I always say that it's my family. My first family is in Kalgoorlie, especially my team Telstra. I still, I would like to mention Lee Jacobson and Gailey. They were my all-time support. They were my first family, and
Oh, wow.
yeah. So I worked all kind of odd jobs. I worked in Subway. I worked as a housekeeper. I'm not ashamed of that. I did that. And I worked in Dick Smith for a while. And I also got a job offer in Coles and all that. By the time, like, then I got a job. If I give you the actual time frame, I got a permanent job after around 6 to 8 months at Calgary store Telstra. There I got a break. So how I landed on this job, there was a background on that as well. Why I spotted on that job. The other odd jobs I was doing for the sake of like I have to survive. However, back in my mind, because I'm engineer, I have to relate some sort of brand name in my resume. And what can I do? So these are the only opportunities. The stores over there, the Telstra stores and Optus stores, and Telstra store has given me the opportunity. Special thanks to Lee Jacobson again and Gailey for giving me the opportunity and helping me out, because at that point of time, I'm going to talk about the language barriers as well. It was the greatest fear for me to face the Australian community. I was not into that English speaking back in my country in the Middle East. Because being in a customer service and technical support, you have to be talking English like all the time. And honestly, I had difficulty understanding the accent. And the interesting part, tell you about the Kalgoorlie store, that people come over those regional areas for the visit as well, looking at the gold mines and all that. That was the language barrier for me, because the Queensland people speak a little bit different language than from New South Wales. They have kind of like different attitude, different states of people. Like it was a lot of struggling, for me to go through that barrier. But I would again say the people around me, especially the Telstra staff, helped me a lot. And of course, like my effort was of course there. So that's how I landed. That period I can never forget. And after that, because I wanted to move, because there was no other opportunity to to work like as an engineer. And I didn't have a driver's license. There was like so many things. Being a Muslim, I had a struggle for the halal food as well. It was like I struggle, like I can't eat everything. Looking for halal food, and they like my traditional food and spices to find out. It's like everything was coming back to back, and one incident, maybe I'll mention it later on, that happened to me that scared me. I think I should mention it now, which was a break-in in my house just when I landed 2 days after. So what happened, right around in the morning, 3 a.m., someone tried to break the door of my unit. And can you imagine, like I was new at that location, all alone in my small unit, and I was literally crying like anything. And then I called the police and all that. They came over again, but that incident I can never forget.
I can imagine. This is very, very scary.
They break the windows and all that of my unit, and it was like I was like, oh my God, how can I survive it? Like the other day, I landed on like 22nd of August. I still remember 23rd or 24th August that incident happened.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
I would say I would appreciate the Kalgoorlie Western Australian Police. The lady officer, she told me, look, don't worry about it. You can just call us. We will roam around here. we are just close to you,
So sure.
because the most support, why I love Australia now, because I got a lot of support from the people around me, especially when even I was living in that regional area, because of their support
Okay.
and positivity, their acceptance, how they embrace me.
Mm.
I would love to acknowledge that, and
Mm.
that has added a lot of value. And of course, my motivation was there. But again, that if you have that sort of environment, all the difficult things, become easier. I learned a lot here. I
Okay.
learned how to be humble, and I learned how to respect.
Mhm.
I learned how to behave. So because my learning mode, like I feel like I'm a different person now,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
when I landed in this country, I learned a lot of things, and not only learning, I implemented it. That how we need to do things in the right way. This is what I felt deep in my heart. This is what I was looking for, isn't it?
Wow.
So
Such a
yeah,
resilient woman, and you already answered my next question. You know what you have learned from all these challenging experiences that you had to face. You know, throughout your journey from when you landed here and then finding a job, and your visa was a special visa. But you know, just being strong, just focus on your goal and not sort of distracting yourself.
exactly.
That shows how strong you are and how intelligent you are. So well done. I should, congratulations, Farheen, for everything that you have done, and all these
Thank
things that
you.
you've been through it's just a story by itself. And I'm so grateful that you're sharing all these experiences with us, because I'm pretty sure there are there are so many immigrants that, including myself, we appreciate when we hear that it's not the only they are not the only one that they're facing these
Yeah,
things. And
yeah,
when we
yeah,
hear other people challenges and things that they've been through, you realize that, oh wow, it is a tough decision.
yeah,
It is a tough
yeah.
journey. But by being, realistic, positive, and goal oriented, um,
Yes.
and being patient. So good on you. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Ellie. That's so nice of you.
No problem. What would you do differently, Farheen, if you go back in time?
Um, I believe I might not do anything differently, because
Mm,
why? Look, if you don't have the access to the resources, and if you see that you are limited, you definitely go out. Okay, I'm explorer. Okay, I have to. I can't stay on like the same thing for a long time. I did this, that's it, done. Go forward. Like look for something else. What you can do? You do this,
mm,
you do that. So I'm that kind of person. Like if I'm not doing this, I feel like I'm sick. I'm just useless. I'm just useless person. And this is what I have done throughout my life, even from the childhood. I take care of everything, even whatever my
um,
mom is doing. I'll just go ahead helping her out. So this is what I believe. I am a person. I am like this, and
mm.
this has benefited me a lot. What the only thing what I would do, that I might not come on this visa, that has given me
Thought
this
you're gonna
sort of
mention that.
pain. Yeah, but I acknowledge it, that if it was meant to be,
Mm,
and the person I have become now, I wouldn't be the same person, because
mm,
I haven't gone through those things. I haven't. I was like in the mindset, oh, I'm the manager.
mm,
Okay,
mhm,
these jobs what I have done has
mm,
made me realize that,
mm,
to see the humanity from entirely different perspective. I won't
mm,
say that
mm,
I have like a pride or something,
mhm,
but back of your mind, you have that sort of mentality, like you are an
mhm,
engineer and you're a high profile person. Why would
mhm,
you do this work, especially back in Middle East, and in our countries, most of the people have that sort of mindset, and
mhm,
this is one of the reasons that people don't survive and they go back.
mhm,
Okay. But given that, even if I have gone through all these situations, I have I had in my mind, I'm not going to work anymore. I had to do some business, whether it is online, whether it is to launch my company, whatever I need to do. And here I am. This is what I did. And yeah, and I think that's the only thing I would say. If I had the opportunity, maybe if I come on another visa, I will have like maybe I fasten up the process or anything like that. Of course, no one would like to go through those pains and all that, because only I know, because a person knows who has gone through it. We can listen to them, we can empathize. However, it's very hard to, put them in your boots and understand deep down their emotions, that what they were going through. There was a homesickness, there was all loneliness, and the way we raised back in our countries, we felt so protective, and all of a sudden you are like out in the world. It's just like someone has thrown you in the ocean and you're trying to swim, learning swimming.
That's true. That's one of the biggest challenge. You don't have those I'd like to call them survival skills that you need to know, and you have to learn all these from scratch. No, you're absolutely right. And you mentioned a very important aspect of your success story. You are a very successful woman, and one of the reasons is you just didn't listen to your ego, and you just put it aside, and also everything that pretty much a lot of maybe principles or things that you've been used to back in your other country, and from your childhood, you actually had to be mindful and conscious about those in comparison to the new country that you moved in, and be able to make comparison and be able to actually make a right decision, which one is going to be applicable to this new country, and not just sticking to what you are used to. And that is the challenge. And that is such a hard thing to do. Oh, absolutely. Being flexible, being sort of open-minded, and also willing to accept all these change, and kind of decide what's the best way to go ahead. So well done. We are learning so much from you, Farheen, and it's not an easy thing to do, but you've done a lot.
Kelly, I would like to add one more thing here. Look, all these experiences with the odd jobs, I would now recommend people, if they are coming in, they get an opportunity, definitely do this. You are going to learn a lot, okay? And you can understand the pain of the people, This is what if you are going through the same thing, and you have gone through that thing, you will understand the pain of those people, and that's what is helping me now in my book. That's how I'm relating those experiences. So it is always life gives you the opportunities. We think it's bad for us, but it's somehow, if you see it positively, with your organic motivation, you would be able to see the benefit out of it. Not sooner, maybe later in your life, but it will 100% going to benefit you. All you need to do just to stay positive. That's what I believe.
Absolutely, and then have the sense of appreciation about the situation. Good on you. Yeah. I have to ask you this question, Farheen, because you're a female immigrant. Do you see any significant barrier or challenge specifically in relation to female immigrants, or for female immigrants? Do you think gender is having any particular sort of role in this journey?
As an immigrant?
Yeah, female immigrant though.
Female immigrant, okay. So my experience might be limited in that perspective, but I can definitely give you my opinion, because it will be more related to my profession and what I have seen. Look, with regards to the visas application and things like that, it's equal, okay? So everything is based on like your qualification. If you are qualified, it doesn't matter you're female or male. There is no barrier in that. Yes, when you get the visa, and if you are willing to do this stuff, there are opportunities. Okay, it's up to you. I haven't faced any kind of, like, I would say, like negativity and all that. No, you are a female, no, you are not allowed to do this, or you are not. I haven't come across. I've been living here for now more than 4 years. I haven't come across even a single incident like that. However, I have come across a lot of incidents when I tell a little bit of background of myself, tell people I came here by myself, and they appreciate it. So with regards to the struggle, the struggle will be the same for the men and women. In my perspective, if you are qualified.
And what about the sort of starting the journey and leaving the land that you are born? Is there any difference from, between a Pakistani girl or a Pakistani guy? Do they face the same challenge when they decide to immigrate or leave the country?
You mean that they decide to come over in Australia? What are the challenges they face in their country? Just wanted to clarify your question.
So my question is there any difference between a Pakistani girl who wants to leave the country or with a Pakistani boy? Is there any difference, or is they both are going to face the same challenge when they decide to leave their country? In terms of acceptance, family. You kind of mentioned that at the start, that
let me
as a girl, maybe the culture is a little bit limited to girls.
So back in our country, yes, because like I said, the parents are really protective and they want to secure them. Okay, in terms of finances, they won't let you go unless you get married. This is the biggest challenge. Okay, what I would like to say through this message, if I understand there is a concern, and which is fair enough, but your sibling or whatever in relation you are with that person, if you know that person, you are confident on that, and just give them an opportunity at least. I won't say like just throw them and just look, you take that decision and you're responsible, do things like that. I'm totally against that. But let's just give them an opportunity, keep an eye on them. If I would be in that position, that's how I'm going to think. I'm not going to stop them, right? If I see the passion and I see my children is going into the right direction and that can have a bright future over there if they excel, then what happens? Get excited about what can go positive. Why are you thinking so much negativity is always there, But if you say the pattern and the things that your son or daughter has gone through, give them an opportunity, especially to the guys who get married to the girl. Like, give them the opportunity. If you're bringing them over here, let them do things on their own. As far as they have, it's their personal decision. But at least if they have an opportunity to do something, let them do. Right? It's not always about money. It's always most of the times it's about, like, self-esteem, and I'm so much qualified, and because my family doesn't allow, I'm not working, like these kind of things can bring out the depression in the females back in our country, and as well as an immigrant as well, because here it's more. Why? Because every other person you see is doing something because of the culture over here. And that can make them like more depressed, especially to the females who want to come out and do something. I'm working on that concept in my new project, which I have already launched, but it's building up gradually to empower those women who really can't go out, but they have cooking skills. So, we can utilize their skills so they can have that sort of confidence. We're going to provide them a platform with our new project, and they can feel empowered, and they can do something, that sort of feeling. So and it really impacts in the long term to brought up their children as well. This is what my personal belief is, because they, in that way, they will have more awareness, they have self-confidence, and they are like feel empowered. It's just that to keep them happy. That's it. It's nothing about money. It's nothing about ego. It's nothing. Just keep them, let them happy. Let them do what they want to do.
Look, education plays a significant role, and you're doing such a great job by educating all these women and giving them the sort of the place and the position and the voice, and also the skills. From what I'm hearing, empower them, and finally they sort of feel strong. That it's not just what they used to, or they've been told as a child. There are more out there for them. So it's very
I
good.
would like to. Yeah, I would like to add one more thing here. The problem with the female, it's either we talk about the immigrants or whatever. The problem with the females, the work they do never get recognized, because they put them, it's their responsibility, it's their duty. Okay, I understand that. Even if you're working for someone, they give you recognition that you did a good job. For instance, if you have cooked a good food, like if you have invited guests in your home, your wife has cooked a good food, you give her acknowledgement what's going on in there, right?
It's all about expectations.
Expectations, it's these kind of things can make her happy, make her more empowered, and then she can contribute more. Give her opportunity. Now the technology is so advanced, there's a lot of things they can do just by sitting at home, I highly encourage. It's just like boils my blood, like, why you're not doing something, do something. Because I can see the energy, the empowerment they can get out of it, especially in Australia. Do something.
Good on you. Look, I think the first step for them is to find their strength, and also to find the drive and purpose. And sometimes a lot of people, it's not just women, a lot of people, they don't have the purpose and to drive them. Yes,
I agree.
It's great, Farheen. I'm really enjoying talking to you and listening to all your wisdom and everything that you're sharing with us. It's great. It's excellent. You have already mentioned a few great tips, and you gave us lots of good lessons. If there is any last advice that you would like to share with the audience, who are mainly the immigrants or even the future immigrants who decide to leave their motherland, do you have any advice?
Yes, I do have advice for them. Look, if I would again go back to the same thing. If you have decided to do something, and if you have decided you made this decision and you spend a lot of money, you made a lot of struggle to reach here in Australia or maybe any other country, you decided to migrate for any reason, embrace this land. Embrace this land. You embrace it, and the land will embrace you. Okay, don't give up. The difficulties are everywhere. There is no place in the world there is no difficulty. And always see the difficulties as an opportunity to learn. You learn, you grow. You learn, you grow. They go back to back, right? So if you make up your mind, I'm here and I have to grow. That's it. These two things you need, and you will make your decision right. You keep growing, and in a way, if I talk about me, help others. Try to help others in any way. Even if you're telling them a single good thing, look, this is good for you. Just give them advice. I know some people get offended, but don't target them. Like just give them a single advice. Like, look, I did this. This is good. That's it. Just share things. Share the things. Share good things. There's a lot of people who need your advices. Who can learn. Every single person can have a lot of good things they can share, and they are wonderful people. So just don't give up. Make up your mind. Embrace the land, and don't don't give up on the difficulties, or it's too difficult. I love the processes. I love there's everything in place in Australia. It's very structured. Understand the principles and all that. That's why the environment is so much in control, because we can see in other countries where the law and order situation is bad, we can see how the civilians are struggling. So be grateful and and stay happy.
Good on you, Farheen. I love your energy, and I love your I can hear your passion in your voice, and obviously this passion and energy and this motivation that you have in your life is leading you to write a book about organic motivation.
Yes.
For kind of maybe I'm going to kind of end this interview. You talked about your book, and we can't wait to, have your book, get a copy of your book and read it. But can you share with us in one or two sentences what keeps you motivated?
Sorry, what's that?
What does keep you motivated?
Your voice broke.
Can you hear me now? Hello? I think I lost that here.
What keeps me motivated? Okay, yeah. Okay, that's great. Okay, my passion to grow. Okay, I have a strong passion to grow and help other people. That's in 2 lines. And I believe because I have associated my passion to help other people, it gives me real happiness, and I can't just wait to do things on and on and on and on, and set a role model for people. Look, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Nothing is impossible. That's it. Yeah.
Good on you, Farheen, and I love your energy, and I love talking to you. You taught us a lot of good lessons to be passionate about your life, to be positive, and goal oriented, and don't get distracted with things that it's negative around you. And very important lesson that we learned from you, that try to just help people. So thank you for being such a generous person, and share with us your time and also all your wisdom.
Thank you, Ellie. I'm so grateful for you to invite me for this interview, and I hope whatever I have shared, people can get out of it, especially the immigrant women. And I would like to share the links about my book. At the moment, my book is on, I'm sharing useful stuff on Facebook with the name Master the Power of Organic Motivation. That's my page. So if you can go and like and just take advantage, and I do run the daily dose motivation, and my website is www.guideleaks.com. I'll be launching the coaching courses as well, and running out the webinars in near future that can benefit a lot of people. So stay in touch, like my page on Facebook, and just stay motivated. Get your daily dose. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I will put all the links related to your social media pages and also your website down below.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.